kasih saya ucapkan kepada saudara pengurusi majlis. Saya lihat ramai yang hadir malam ini. Memang ramai yang bagi sokongan kepada Pakatan Rakyat untuk menang dalam pilihan raya ini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih kepada semua. Jadi, apa khabar semua? Ni hao ma? Kita datang sini malam ini kerana I will speak in both languages. Kita datang sini malam ini untuk memberi penekanan suara kurang sikit, penekanan kepada satu tarikh yang bersejarah untuk negara kita. We are all here today because we face a very, very important day in the history of Malaysia. That is the 5th of May 2013. The 5th of May 2013 is historical because it's the first time in this country that we can see a change in the federal government. And this is what the rakyat want. The rakyat want a change. Kita mau satu perubahan. Kita mau kerajaan yang baru. Kenapa kita mau kerajaan yang baru? Why do we want a change? 50 lebih tahun negara ini dipimpin oleh Barisan Nasional. Barisan Nasional yang dikuasai oleh UMNO. Dalam 50 tahun ini memang tidak ada peluang untuk parti alternatif menjadi kerajaan. So all of us as Malaysians, when we come out to vote, we have a very heavy responsibility. A heavy responsibility because when we vote, we must decide who will be our government. We must decide who will lead us. We must decide who will be responsible for the future of this country. So it is a very, very heavy responsibility on our part. Now prior to 2008, and many people will say that you in the DAP, you all are very good when it comes to opposition. In Parliament, we have seen opposition, no problem. Number one, oh yeah, okay, opposition. But government, my friends, is different. Because when you're government, you must lead the country. You are responsible for the country for 5 years. And therefore, the rakyat have always been left with that question. Whether or not there is anybody else apart from Barisan Nasional who can lead this country. Now, ladies and gentlemen, prior to 2008, that question not only backed us, but Barisan Nasional also knew that because there was no one else, no alternative to rule this country, they thought that nobody can touch them. They thought that the country was theirs. They can do as they wish. Corruption, nobody can question them. Abuse of power, nobody can question them. Anything they wanted to, they could do. And in order to make sure that the opposition remain weak, they control the media. What did they do? They reported only what they wanted you to read. The people of Malaysia was not given information. A lot of information was not settled down to the people. In addition to that, they made sure that opposition parties didn't work together. For example, they made sure that DAP never worked together with PAS. It was Mahathir Mohamad, this man who destroyed this country, this Mahathir Mohamad. This man is responsible for destroying Malaysia. It was him who started indoctrinating us, letting us to believe that nobody else but PN can rule this country. In 2008, when we stood for elections, 2008 we made a deal. Passed DAP and PKR. The deal was simple. We will not have any three-corner fights. We will fight Barisan Nasional one-to-one as a team. And let us see what happens. And of course, in 2008 things were different. Because at that point of time we had a media revolution. A revolution which saw the internet. Which resulted in people having access to information. So with the people armed with information, there was an uprising. People felt that it was time for change. Most of us here could feel it. Most of us here knew it was going to happen. But none of us here believed. We did not believe that we could win 5 states. But what happened? On the 8th of March 2008, when the results were announced, it was a shock to Barisan Nasional. Because for the first time in the history of this country, they lost 5 states to Pakatan Rakyat. So, it was the beginning of the end for Barisan Nasional. At that point of time, Barisan Nasional realized that we had Anwar Ibrahim, a man who would bring together all 3 parties and form Pakatan Rakyat. So ladies and gentlemen, today we have Pakatan Rakyat, a group formed after 2008, a group that has led in 4 Pakatan states, which is Kelantan, Kedah, Penang and Selangor. Now we are very clear in the DAP. We are very clear in terms of our working relationship. Now there are some quarters that try and frighten us using the Islamic State issue. Now we are very clear. There is a common understanding between the parties. PAS, PKR and DAP. There is an agreement. And as far as we are concerned in Pakatan Rakyat, Islamic State does not form part of that agreement. We are very clear on that. PAS feels that it wants to advance Islamic State as far as its own party is concerned. But we respect that. If that is what they are looking at, that is their right. But insofar as we are concerned, it is not part of the Pakatan Rakyat agenda. And I think PAS accepts this. Everyone accepts this. There is no reason for us to fear. The ladies and gentlemen, now having done that, we now come 5 years later. 5 years later, come back here on the stage to ask you for support. And ladies and gentlemen, prior to 2008, you were not sure. You were not sure if we in Pakatan Rakyat could govern. But after 5 years, I think we have proven in the state of Penang, Selangor, Kelantan and Kedah, we have shown that not only we can govern better than Barisan Nasional. So now you have an alternative. You have a choice. This time in 2013, we have a choice. We have people who are capable of ruling in Pakatan, in Putrajaya. We have got leaders in Pakatan Rakyat who will make much better cabinet members than the current people you have in Barisan Nasional. We have a much better candidate for Prime Minister than Barisan Nasional. We have Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim, who I think all of us here agree will be the next Prime Minister. So the question is this: why should you choose Pakatan Rakyat? Ladies and gentlemen, as I said earlier, 50 over years Barisan Nasional, especially under that man, that Mahathir Mohamad, no challenge to it. They did as they pleased. Money taken, crimes committed. They were untouchable. Nobody could question them. Fear instilled in the minds of people. Malaysians led to believe that if they voted for opposition, there will be chaos. May 13 will happen again. This nation will go bankrupt, and so forth. Now we have shown that in 2008 until now, governing the 4 states. Pakatan Rakyat states are not bankrupt. They are not. In fact, it's the reverse. In the Pakatan states, we have shown that if we are able to govern fairly, if we are able to govern without corruption, the state can be turned from a money-losing state to a profit-making state. This is what we are doing. We in Pakatan Rakyat, very simple. The approach we take, we want a people-centric government. A government that listens to its people. Not a government that says, listen, listen, listen to its people. Correct? We want policies that will uplift the well-being of our people. We have suggested openly, and I think most of you here have heard. We have suggested, for example, we want a reduction in the prices of petrol. We want a reduction in the prices of fuel. And I think most of you here agree that that is what we want. All of you agree? Yes. You want that or not? Yes. We have suggested that we want free education for our people. Free education to university level for all Malaysians. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? This country is rich. We have everything here in Malaysia. We have land banks. We have got fuel. We have got gas. We have got minerals. Kayu balak kita ada. Semua kita ada. By right, this country is a rich country. Especially Sarawak. Sarawak negeri yang paling kaya. Paling banyak balak. Paling banyak petrol. Paling banyak mineral. Paling banyak gas. Tapi paling banyak boya pun ada dekat Sarawak. Kita kena tanya soalan. Sebagai rakyat Sarawak, as the people of Sarawak, we have to ask ourselves, why are we afraid? Why are we afraid of change? Why are we afraid to tell Pekmo to get out? We do not need him as Chief Minister anymore. 2009 in Parliament, we passed a law, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act, that established the MACC. I was one of the MPs that voted for it. Bandar Kuching also voted for it. Because we in the DAP, when they told us that that act was for the purpose of dealing with corruption, we believed that is what we want. We want stern action taken to rid corruption. Now in that act, when it was debated in Parliament, one of the things that was raised, satu perkara yang dibangkitkan, bagaimana kalau seseorang tidak mau kerjasama dengan MACC? What happens if somebody doesn't want to cooperate with the MACC? Now in that act we have got a provision which says that if somebody doesn't want to cooperate, then that itself is an offense. You can catch him, you can arrest him and charge him in court because he doesn't want to cooperate. Because otherwise everybody will cooperate. It's a simple thing. So Parliament was aware of this. Parliament prepared for it. We have laws which deal with it. Teo Beng Hock was arrested. He was detained, taken back to Shah Alam. At the evening he was arrested and detained. Taken to Shah Alam at night. Investigated the whole night. Questioned. He was kept there a few days before he was supposed to get married. What happened in the office of the MACC? We don't know until today. Nobody knows. But what we know is, the next day, he was found dead. Now when he was found dead, we demanded justice. We in Pakatan Rakyat demanded justice, and action was taken. Of course, today we don't know what happened. But the point is this, when it comes to the normal people like you and me, even a small complaint even a small complaint, the NACC will come for us. They will catch us. They will take us back. They will detain us. They will investigate us. And there are many cases in which complaints have been made that even violence was used on people. As Member of Parliament, I raised this question. They said 59 police reports lodged against the MACC. When people arrested, taken there, during questioning, abused, tortured by them. Now what about Sarawak? For how many years we have been raising in Parliament? We have been asking the Chief Minister of Sarawak to declare his assets, to tell us how it is he got the money that he has, how it is his family became as rich as it is. Recently we all saw the case of his son. His son was going through a divorce proceedings. Now how much has he spent every month on a credit card? How many 100,000? How much wealth does he have? How much is his wife claiming from him? Why are they so rich? What about the rakyat of Sarawak? You don't have to go far. I have been. You go to the Rumah Panjang. In the Rumah Panjang you see how people live. Orang yang miskin di situ. Electric tada, air tada, roads got none, school, proper school facilities got none. And this is supposed to be the richest state in Malaysia. Jadi bila kita buat complain, when we complain, we demanded action to be taken. What happens? The NACC says, we will try to take action. What happens then? This Packmore fella, he says, I don't want to cooperate with you. You are very naughty. You are very naughty. I want to ask MACC, you tell me now, in Parliament when we made the law, we made it very, very clear. If someone does not want to cooperate with you, that is an offense. You can charge him. I want MACC to tell me now, why did Packmore get away with it? Why no action until now? Apart from MACC, I think the other Packmore in Putrajaya, Najib Tun Razak, he also now Packmore after 4 years become Prime Minister. Because Pakatan Rakyat hantam ni every day, he also planning now, all white hair. I want him to answer. Why? Kenapa sebagai Perdana Menteri yang cakap beliau melawan rasuah, kenapa tidak ada tindakan? Rakyat biasa bila kita disiasat, mereka tangkap. Case police, you all know. If a policeman come here and want to investigate you, the policeman is there. He can tell you, in the crowd, law, police tonight, no problem.